I'm sure everyone out there has heard about the infamous Super Mario Logan, or SML for short. Now, whether or not you love him or you hate him, you can't deny the fact that Logan is a genius and knows what he's doing. I'm serious too. His inclusion of Jeffy in the series had practically made his channel explode with popularity over the past few years, garnishing him a very active fan base and thousands of dollars in ad revenue on YouTube. Sadly though, due to YouTube's recent crackdown on the Elsagate controversy that had been investigated over the past few months after recent backlash from other YouTubers, Logan has had to deal with issues regarding demonetization, drops in subscribers, and the creations of various other channels to try and keep his channel afloat and the money flowing. Now, what if I told you right now that that wasn't the only reason why SML was suffering the way that he was? That there was a video that ultimately would have triggered a huge amount of his entire fandom, as well as ultimately screwing up his career entirely, which of course thankfully didn't happen, but was almost going to happen. This video itself that I'll be discussing was a video that had been taken down about a year and a half back on the official channel of SML by the name of SML Movie Jeffy's Just Desserts. Now, any kind of attempt that I've tried to make to leak the footage out to the public had ended up in various copyright strikes, and even the termination of multiple YouTube channels that I had created to investigate further into the matter. Now, who am I, you might be asking? My name, at least my YouTube one that is SML Topic 5. My channel that I have, although had been recently terminated for obvious reasons, was dedicated to the exposing and investigation of various child kind of YouTube platforms out there. Basically, in a nutshell, I try and dig up dirt and evidence as well on specific YouTubers that may have something particularly dark to hide. Of course, I know this sounds rather shady and it kind of fucked up at times, but I have my reasons for doing this. I started this little career of exposing YouTubers after the recent scandals of the Elsagate controversy had come to my attention after finding out one of their cartoons that had belonged to one of the toy channels on one of the suggested videos. After watching that disturbing pile of pedo propaganda, as I like to call it, I knew that I needed to do whatever I possibly could to take these channels down one by one. However, in no way am I a false flagger, nor do I involve myself with the so-called YouTube heroes, in any manner or in any form. I only do this simply to try and protect young children from the clickbaity bullshit that might damage, corrupt, or just fuck up the minds of children in general. Now, you might be asking yourself, what does SML have to do with any of this? Truth be told, nothing very much. However, I still decided to investigate into SML's channel to really kind of see if there was anything sketchy about him. After watching video after video of Super Mario Logan, I wound up seeing something that really set off a few red flags in my mind. For example, the constant swearing, the glorification of mental disorders, and even some racist moments as well. And I'm not talking to say that to be politically correct or anything like such. I truly mean genuine racism. To make matters worse, the community itself seemed to be rather hostile to anyone who even dared try and criticize any videos that Logan had put out. In fact, from what I had wound up hearing from a few people, a group of SML fans had harassed and bullied one YouTuber so badly that the person wound up deleting their channel just to make the bullying stop. However, the worst part about it is the fact that SML was generally quiet about the whole thing, at least to my knowledge, that is. This, of course, was disgusting. It was a very disgusting display. However, despite all of that, I couldn't really do much about it because none of SML's videos seemed to truly break community guidelines. So instead, I emailed Logan asking for an interview via Skype. A few weeks passed until I had gotten a reply from him. He had agreed to do the interview later on in the day after he and his friends finished recording. At around 4 p.m., my Skype app alerted me to Logan trying to contact me, so I quickly answered the call and we started chatting. Below is a transcript of our conversation. Me: thanks again for agreeing to do this interview, Logan. Logan: it's fine. You need to interview Chili or anyone else by that chance? Me: no, just you, Logan. Logan: oh, okay then. Well, I guess let's start this whole thing. Yeah, I guess you start first. Alrighty, okay. I guess my first question to you would be this, Logan. Are you aware of the recent issues that's surrounding the Elsagate controversy? Logan. Yeah, I know about it. In fact, I even made a video about it on Chili's channel, discussing it. Me. I see, and what are your thoughts about it? Logan. Well, to be honest, it's pretty messed up what these people are doing and showing to kids. I mean, they're truly a bunch of sick fucks. I don't even want to go into some of the things that I've seen. Me. I honestly couldn't agree more, Logan. Now, my next question to you is this. What do you think about your fandom? More importantly, your fans. The reason I'm asking this is because of a case not too long back about a YouTuber that wound up taking their channel down because of the harassment of said fans. Logan. For one, I love my fans to death. They're the ones that made my channel the way that it is now. Now, as for the situation, I certainly don't condone any kind of bullying or harassment by any sort of my fans, in any manner, in any way. Me. But my main issue, Logan, with that is the fact that you didn't even intervene in the situation. You failed to correct them or call them out for their bullshit. You just let them do what they wanted. Logan. How the hell am I supposed to know what each and every one of my fans are doing in my comment sections? I get almost 10 to 15,000 comments on my videos daily. And it's rather hard to kind of keep up with that. I mean, seriously, what do you want me to do? Me. Alright, you got a bit of a good point there, Logan. However, after watching your videos on your main channel, Super Mario Logan, I have to be frank here. Why do you do this? Logan. Do what? Me. Why do you have a character that glorifies mental disorders as something to be laughed at? Logan. Oh my god, you're not one of those politically correct people, are you? I don't understand why people can't seem to take a joke. I mean, hell, not even an edgy joke without getting extremely offended. Me. I'm not associated with politically correct people, Logan. However, I can certainly agree that these things include... I mean, I can agree. Things including taboo and offensive topics can and should sometimes be used for jokes. That is if they're done correctly. You see, Logan, what I have a problem with, as well as many other people on YouTube, is the fact that your videos seem to be targeted towards children, but more importantly, it also seems that it's not really done properly. Logan, okay, first of all, no, my videos are not targeted towards children. My videos are strictly meant for mature audiences only. I've made that abundantly clear. Me. Then why don't you even leave a disclaimer on the beginning of the videos warning your fans on the content of each of your videos? Logan. I do that if my fans want me to do it. I remember that it was that very moment that my face turned blank with confusion, only to then be slapped by my own hand, letting out a loud groan in response. Me. Are you fucking serious, Logan? Logan. What? What's the problem? Me. Logan. I don't mean to sound rude or anything, but don't you think that it's a relatively bad idea to not warn your audiences about the content that may show up in your videos? That's a bad idea to not even allow parents the opportunity to at least kind of get a warning of some sort. I mean, have you ever thought about that? Logan. I mentioned before in other videos, it's a parent's job to make sure that they know what their kids are looking at. Me. For one, Logan, the entire concept that you just spoken is in no way realistic. Parents aren't going to loom over their heads of their children just to see what they're doing every time they get on the computer. Secondly, parents aren't going to do that because there's a layer of trust that the parent gives in letting a child do what they do on the computer. And thirdly, and I personally think that this is the most important one, it's your job to let people, including the parents, know that you're going to show things in your videos that might be inappropriate. That is your job as a YouTuber, Logan. You can't sit there and just put the entire blame on parents. I mean, yeah, sure, there are bad ones every so often, but if anything, it's really your own fault for that. Logan at that point had gone silent after my statement. Me. Look, Logan, I'm not trying to take your channel down or anything like that. I'm really not trying to give you too much of a hard time. I just want to be able to help make YouTube great and clean for everyone out there, including young kids. I mean, I've seen some pretty effed up stuff out there on this. I've seen some pretty effed up stuff on YouTube, and I don't want that to be the case. I'm just trying to be safe here. Logan. Alright, I get it. I get it. Me. One final question, Logan, before I end the interview. Do you have any videos that you regret making? Logan didn't say anything for a moment. He just sighed and stayed quiet for a bit. Logan. I'll just send it to you. After that, Logan wound up ending the call. I was rather confused and a bit agitated over the abrupt end of our interview, but he did wind up answering my question, even if it was a bit lackluster at that. A few days passed, and I had received no word from Logan. That is until he had sent me a message on YouTube Messenger with a link to one of his videos. I immediately opened up the link in a new tab, and it brought me to a private video on Super Mario Logan's channel. I had already gained access to the video thanks to Logan giving me permission to view it, and I wound up taking a little bit of a look at the thumbnail in the video. The thumbnail showed a picture of Jeffy strapped down onto a bed of nails. Various torture devices were all around the thumbnail, with Mario, all in black, and Chef Pee-Pee as well, carrying a mace in his hand. Above the rather disturbing image were the words, "Jeffy's Just Desserts," above it in the typical SML font. The episode began with Mario and Rosalina sitting down on the couch, talking between each other about bills needing to be paid and other things like that were rather boring. That is until Jeffy wound up popping up from the couch cushions in a comedic jump scare. "Damn it, Jeffy, what the hell was that for?" Mario screamed. Was the only thing that Jeffy replied before running off. "Mario, is it me or is Jeffy acting a bit more, out of control lately?" Rosalina asked. "He's always out of control, Rosalina," Mario responded. "That may be true, but Jeffy's been acting worse these past couple of days. I think we need to take him to a therapist or a doctor," Rosalina said. "Forget that," Mario snapped. "He's only doing this crap for attention anyway." Mario then walked off screen, ending the conversation with that. Rosalina just sighed and sat back down on the couch. The scene then cuts over towards Jeffy playing around and singing the Hop Hop song in his room. Once he was finished with that, he wound up started talking to himself. "I wonder what Daddy's doing. Maybe he can take me to go get some hoes at the local strip club. 'Cause everyone knows that I'm swagging it," Jeffy announced. Before Jeffy wound up walking out of his bedroom door, he turned to the camera and said, "Wait, I can't go out pimping like this. I gotta go and get my swag clothes on," Jeffy said as he ran to his closet in his room, only for the scene to cut back to Jeffy in a large purple hat, purple jacket, purple button-up shirt, and purple slacks with a purple cane and everything else like that. Not to mention glasses of the same color. "Now I'm ready," Jeffy said before walking out the door. Jeffy then proceeded to walk out of the room, down the stairs, and into the kitchen area where Mario and Chef Pee-Pee were talking amongst each other. Chef Pee-Pee wound up taking a look over Mario's shoulder and saw Jeffy in the clothing that he was wearing. "Jeffy, what the hell is up with your clothes, man?" Chef Pee-Pee called out. Mario then turned around and jumped. "What the hell, Jeffy? Why are you wearing that? Why do you look like a pimp?" Mario yelled. "Because I want you to take me to the club so I can get some ho-hos, Daddy, if you know what I mean. Heh wink wink," Jeffy said, nudging Mario. "Jeffy, you're insane if you think I'm gonna take you to go and do that," Mario yelled. "Oh, you better, Daddy. Or else," Jeffy threatened. "Or else what?" Mario said. "Yes." Jeffy then proceeded to grab a frying pan off of the stove that was filled with hot oil, I might add. He wound up taking it and throwing it on the floor, scattering hot oil, I might add, all over the place. "Holy shit, Jeffy! Why the hell did you do that? You could have gotten somebody killed!" Chef Pee-Pee yelled. "Oh, I'm gonna do worse if Daddy doesn't take me to the club," Jeffy said. "Jeffy, I said no! Besides, you're only 13 years old. You really think that they're going to let someone like you in there?" Mario said. "No, let me in, Daddy. I've been there more than enough times, and I even know the manager, too. He'll let me in, Jeffy said. Mario and Chef Pee-Pee's just went silent for a moment before Mario had officially snapped. God dang it, Jeffy! No means no! I will not take you there. I will not take you there, you hear me? And for going there without my permission, you're grounded for a month, and you have to eat green beans during that month. Nothing else, no dessert, nothing, Mario yelled. Holy fuck, Daddy! If you don't take me, I'll kill every single one of you, Jeffy grunted. Go to your room now! Mario screamed. Fuck you, Daddy, Jeffy said before proceeding to grab a knife from the kitchen counter and throwing it at Rosalina, who had for some reason walked in. The knife penetrated her brain, quote-unquote, and she fell to the floor without a single word, dead. I told you, Daddy. I fucking told you. You didn't take me to the club, you didn't get me any ho-hos, and now you made me kill Mommy. Are you happy now? Jeffy spat before running back upstairs. Mario then went down to Rosalina's corpse and just started crying his eyes out as he tried to put back the fluff that had spilled out in the cut fabric. Chef Pee-Pee was also there trying to help Mario, but seeing as how Rosalina was pretty much dead at this point, he pretty much stopped and wound up calling an ambulance. After about a minute or so, the scene cut to Jeffy sleeping in bed at night. The camera focused on Jeffy sleeping for at least a few seconds before a white-gloved hand with a napkin shoved it under Jeffy's mouth. Jeffy's muffled screams could be heard for a few moments before he went limp. The large gloved hand then grabbed Jeffy without anything being said or done. In fact, the scene really didn't even have much music or anything else for that matter. It just kind of happened. The next thing that I knew, Jeffy was in a dark room with various instruments of torture plastered on the wall. The camera then panned down to get a better detailed look of Jeffy, who apparently was tied to a large table with ropes and metal spikes protruding from the bottom. Oh, what happened? Jeffy said groggily. You happened, Jeffy, the voice of Mario said. Daddy? Is that you? Did you give me the hoe I wanted? Is this our kind of kink or something? I mean, I'm always up for something new and Jeffy was immediately shutted up by 6 cans of green beans being thrown at his stomach, causing him to cough out and lose breath. What the fuck is this? Green beans? I hate green beans! Jeffy yelled. I don't care what you hate. I don't care what you hate, you little brat, Chef Pee-Pee called out. What the hell? Chef Pee-Pee? Where the flying fuck are you at? Jeffy called out. As if to answer his question, both Mario and Chef Pee-Pee stepped forward, clad in black robes. Daddy, what is this? Is it that kink that hoe wanted? Jeffy asked. You've been a very bad boy, Jeffy. And now it's time to do something that I should have had done for you the first time you moved in, Mario said darkly. Get me laid? Jeffy said. No! Mario snapped. I'm gonna get rid of you permanently. As if right on cue, Mario grabbed one of the cans of green beans and opened it up with this automatic can opener that was in the corner of the room on a small brown table. And then he went over to Jeffy and proceeded to pour the entirety of its contents down Jeffy's mouth and down his throat, juice and all. Jeffy gagged and started to spit out the beans until Mario and Chef Pee-Pee held Jeffy's mouth closed. You're gonna eat every single last green bean, Jeffy, in every can here, or I swear, if you don't, I'll make you eat every can of green beans that I have in the pantry. Do you understand me? Mario growled. Jeffy nodded his head and slowly began chewing and crying at the same time. The scene jump cut to all the green beans and green bean cans completely gone, some of them being on the ground completely empty, and Jeffy sobbing lightly on the table. Well, we got all those green beans out of the way. What do you want to do with them now? Chef Pee-Pee asked. Please, Daddy. I'm sorry. I'll be a good boy. I promise. Jeffy whimpered. You know what, Chef Pee-Pee? How about we do something that he'll never forget? Let's turn him into a green bean, Mario said. How the hell are we going to do that? Chef Pee-Pee asked. Simple. With this, Mario said, grabbing a hacksaw from off-screen and placing it onto Jeffy's leg. Jeffy began panicking and practically pleading with Mario not to hurt him. He kept on apologizing for everything that he had done, but it all fell on deaf ears. Mario immediately started cutting off Jeffy's leg with the saw, Jeffy screaming all the while. Mario continued to cut off all of Jeffy's limbs with the exception of his head, piles of stuffing coming out from the nubs. Please no more, Daddy. It hurts, Jeffy cried, practically on the verge of breaking down. Mario just looked at Chef Pee-Pee, and the two of them proceeded to laugh hysterically at Jeffy's pain. Then, with one swift swoop, Chef Pee-Pee decapitated Jeffy with a small axe that he had gotten, apparently, Jeffy's head rolling on the floor next to his severed limbs. Then, Chef Pee-Pee and Mario proceeded to pull out a few cans of green paint and start painting the body like a morbid art piece, making it resemble a deformed green bean. The episode that ended with Mario and Chef Pee-Pee taking Jeffy, aka Jeffy the Green Bean as they called him, taking him and throwing them to a dog, as he gets continuously chewed up and torn into pieces, with the two of them laughing all the way through. The episode finally ended with an SML question of the day that read, "What's your least favorite vegetable?" And then that was it. No, I'm serious, that was the entire video. Now, to be honest with you, that episode was horrible. For one, it went from 1 to 100 way too quickly. The torture that was used on Jeffy was completely undeserved and unnecessary, or at least in my opinion. And worst of all, that was just too much. Way too freaking much. Even for someone like myself who doesn't particularly care that much for Jeffy, I mean, even he didn't deserve something like that. I mean, if Mario had just sat there and force-fed him green beans or something, that would have been fine, but cutting off all of his freaking limbs and his head and turning him into a freaking green bean? What the hell was that? This entire video was nothing else more but a Jeffy torture porn video, and it was awful. The entire video was awful. In every kind of way. Despite all of that, though, I could kind of see why Logan didn't really want this video up. So many Jeffy fans and even fanboys would have freaked the fuck out if it had been publicly made, and ultimately Logan himself would have had his entire channel and everything ruined because of something like that. I mean, I guess I say I really wouldn't blame them. As of right now, the video's been officially removed from YouTube, and so has the investigation that I've done on SML. Needless to say, I pretty much came to the conclusion that despite the amount of red flags that I had, he really isn't as bad as I thought he would be. I mean, he certainly wasn't like, you know, Beep Beep TV or anything else like such, but still, he could definitely do some improvement. But that being said, I guess that's about it. I don't really have anything else to say. But I can certainly say one thing for an absolute fact. I'm definitely coming after those other channels. I'm coming after them, and I'm going to continue to do everything that I possibly can to make sure of it, that all that disgusting crap that's on YouTube is gone, and that YouTube becomes a better place for everyone out there. Both large and small. Hello there, my little shadows. It's me again, your master, the Shadow Reader. I hope you all enjoyed this little tale of horror. I honestly hope I didn't traumatize you too much after this. If you're new here and want to become one of my little shadows, then hit that subscribe button down below, and also make sure to turn on post notifications so that you can be the first to watch my brand new content when it comes out. Until then, sweet dreams, my little shadows.